Okay, so here we are in the user's blade, and I can see that I've got filtering here at the top of the screen. I don't want to go too granular into what every single option is, but let's just talk about kind of what we would be doing and how filtering works. Starting with this left section, right? So this could be as simple as I have a user that's having a problem. We'll use Kevin as our example. And so I need to quickly get to Kevin, right? And understand what's going on. And again, why would this be easier than just searching through a list? Well, if you have hundreds of users in your environment, right, you can't just easily do this. You'll be changing screens or changing, view visibility size, right? So again, Kevin's called me on the phone. He's freaking out. Let's go directly to Kevin quickly, and then we can start to troubleshoot, right? And so again, similarly, we can do it by desktop or application here. So if I know that, Kevin is on the standard pool, I can do this and also see who else is in that same range, right? So those are two levels of filtering that I can start with. And I want to mention this first and foremost, filtering goes left to right. So if I put Kevin here, you'll see that it greatly diminishes the results going downward. Awesome. So now, if we think about type, what are things we could do here, right? Well, maybe I'm just looking at doing an audit of disabled accounts. So if I take enabled out here, I'm actually going to just see that I have this one account. And what's really great too is, let's say I don't even touch the filters, I can actually quickly just see the answer, right? Like, hey, Bob, how many disabled accounts do we have? Well, hey, take a look. I've got one. So I can quickly answer that question and then drill down further. And then assignments, I think, is pretty self-explanatory, right? You'll notice that it's kind of, desktop application groups, Microsoft 365 licensing or no licensing, and then Azure AD roles, right? So let's think about the value there. If everyone in the company is supposed to, at a minimum, let's say, have a certain AD role, let's call it help desk administrator. There's no use case that really satisfies that, but let's just say that that's what we're doing. I can see who doesn't have it by filtering through not assigned, right? So again, user filtering gives us a way to kind of break down our users' access, assignments, roles, and even find them quickly by name. And as we see here in groups, it's very similar, right? We can break down based on the name of something. So let's say it was all users. Again, if I had multiple groups, this would make it much easier to filter through. I can see that I can find that selection based on name. And then again, knowing that if I go to create a group, I have options like M365 or distribution or security, I can then break it down based on these. So again, this has given me a great way to maybe audit or understand the types of groups I have and the counts at a very quick view. And then assignments, again, right, if these are functionally using things like desktop assignment, app assignment, I can see that none of my groups are actually being leveraged to assign users to things. So theoretically, I could say, well, hey, WVD desktops, this group is supposed to be one that actually provides desktops to all users. So watch this. I'll go ahead and throw a desktop pool here. And then once that's done, that would actually uptick this to a 1. And again, I know that that group is functionally doing what it's supposed to be doing. And here in servers, I think there's a really cool use case where you can search by IP. Now, I only have the one server here, so we're not going to really see anything exciting happen. But let's say I'm looking at some kind of analysis, and I've got tens or hundreds of servers. I could come in here and, 10.0.0. Whatever that IP address is, and I can actually recognize, oh, it's that server, right? Without maybe having to do a DNS reference or something, some other way to look that up. I can see that I can change the power on versus powered on state to see, what falls into that list. Great, everything is on. Maybe that's a good thing. I can also confirm just by looking at the number like we were talking about before. But what I think is really cool is I can delineate based on resource group. So if I'm just looking to confirm what's in this network watcher group, right, which is nothing, I can just look at that group. If I want to look at all, I can quickly change back to all. So some really great filtering that can be applied there. And then finally, in backups, right, we can search by resource group, we can search by name, even use description if it's in place. I can go by status, right? So that, I think, is a huge benefit as a partner. You can come in and quickly see, I have 4 servers that aren't protected. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now I'm looking at them. I can break it down even further, but just a really easy way to be able to take a look at the statuses of these at a high level and then filter down. So those are 4 filters that I think are very important. And I definitely recommend you as a partner really dig deep into those as the use cases allow it.